Hi and welcome to Winners Corner. This Thursday evening at Halmstad Racetrack we will have one of the biggest trotting happenings in Sweden during the summer. Sprintermästaren. 3 heats with 7 horses in each race are carried out to extract the 10 finalists to Sprintermästaren. And of course we also have a V75 round this Thursday evening. And Harry, what do you expect out of this day?
Oh, I expect to see top-class racing. It's always the classic race, the Sprintmästaren, and you always remember the winners of the Sprintmästaren, and that makes it even more special. I remember the Onion with Stig H. Johansson breaking the world record and clocking 1:12. He wouldn't even qualify today. Fantastic times, fantastic horses, and it's sport at its best.
Very well. We start, though, in race 6, which equals the first leg of the V75 round this evening. And it's 10 horses, and number 7, Bandit Brick, will become the favorite here. 2 straight wins, Harry.
Absolutely. I've loved Bandit Brick right from the start. Have a look at this horse. He's just a fighter. He's run 31 times for 26 wins. Steer Newell, the icon of Denmark's harness racing. My goodness. He's draw 7, and I think we get a little extra odds. He's favourite, but not a strong favourite. And for that reason, I think we can play a win and hopefully get 2.5, 3 times the money and straight to the bank.
Straight to the bank with number 7, Bandit Brick, here in race 6. And we turn the page to race 7. And here we find the first qualifying heat for Sprintermästaren. And we have a big favorite, the biggest favorite of the day, actually, number 2, Perfect Spirit. Rightfully so, isn't he?
Absolutely. I think he's definitely the favourite to win the sprint championship. Here you see him with Örjan Kihlström, Perfect Spirit, Daniel Redén. You literally can't miss out here. If any horse is going to break the world record, that's the one.
And but betting-wise, though, I mean, he's the biggest favourite of the day. What do you want to do here?
I've thrown in a Quinella. Again, it's not going to pay much. It's a small field of 7 horses. But I think the chances of getting 2.5, 3 to 1 on a Quinella, and sorry to say it, that to me is good value. And that's Colour Crown.
A Quinella bet suggestion there in race 7 on horse number 1, Colour Crown, and number 2, Perfect Spirit. And now we make a leap to race 10. It's a long-distance race over 3,140 meters. They divide it up over 2 tiers, Harry. And what do you want to do here?
I looked at this race, I've run it in the bath, I've done everything. And standing out for me all the time is Jorma Kontio with Velocity de Vie. In Rättvik, he went over the long distance. He did really well. He fell with flag flying very high. We see him here. He hasn't given up, but he goes over the line with a lot left in the can. And I think watching this field and seeing the field, they're going to be very pushed to try and beat him, because he's got a spring draw, takes the lead. Jorma Kontio in the lead is not easy to pass. And I think the big danger, 14 Sir QC, he's got a 20-metre handicap. I really honestly don't see anything beating Velocity de Vie.
But still you just place a show bet on him.
Because I feel that in this race here, the value for a show bet is going to be pretty good. And you know that I've done very well on my shows in the last few weeks. We were very close to getting 7 right on the weekend, but my show bet came home all the way. And I like to give you good value for money. And I think Velocity V, he's not my banker in the V75, but certainly he's my banker for a show.
Okay then, so a show bet here in race 10 on number 6, Velocity the V. The Daily Double this Thursday, it takes place in races 11 and 12. And both the races are for mares, and the first one, DD1, is for 5-year-old mares. And here we get to see one of my favorite horses, Harry, and you bank her, number 2, Double Exposure.
Absolutely, and she's certainly shown what she can do, and a phenomenally good horse. And I see very difficulty anything beating Double Exposure. Here we see just how good she is at Solvalla. And a really great performance.
DD2, also for mares, 15 of them this time gathered behind the gate. And also here you have a banker for us on the DD system.
Absolutely. Quiztoll, the big favourite is obviously going to be something else. It's Peter Untersteiner's horse, number 14. But Quiztoll with Thomas Ubag definitely must have an outstanding chance. And Thomas Ubag has a very high winning % when he drives at home.
And this means that we have one single combination for the daily double this Thursday. Now let's talk about the V75 round. And Harry, you said earlier that the V75 round these at Sprintermästaren, normally it's quite favorite ridden, and we have 3 races with only 7 horses. We have 1 race with 9 horses, 1 with 10, and then 2 15-horse races. Is it an easy round to solve?
I reckon so. I've said Banded Brick is a favourite. 2 Perfect Spirit I have very difficult to see losing. So we started off with 2 bankers, and then I've just effectively been able to paint as much as I can, hoping that there might just come that outsider. But if I'm absolutely honest, we're looking at, I think, probably a V75 that's not going to pay millions, but certainly we can get a few thousand, and that's what I'm after. And I want to stand here and at last say to Maria, Harry, I've got you 7 right.
We've talked about your 2 bankers there in the 2 preluding legs, so let's focus on the 3rd leg. And this is the second heat of Sprintermästaren. And the favorite is also here from draw 2, number 2, Lucifer Lane. Amateur-trained horse, had a fantastic winter, 5 straight wins. But what do you think of his last 3 performances?
Oh, they've been good, but I feel he's starting to show. I mean, it's phenomenal that an amateur trainer can have such a good horse and have constantly produced good results. But I reckon he's met his match today.
Okay, then we move on to the 4th leg. Or no, let's stay in the 3rd leg, because Hazard Boko is a horse that I know that you do.
Per Lennartsson is in phenomenal form, and I like what I've seen in Hazard Boko. He's always promised something for the future, and I think he's got an outstanding chance of winning this. And as I say, I don't think he's the favourite.
But you take 4 horses there in the 3rd leg. We move on to the 4th leg, and here we have the 3rd and last qualifying heat for Sprintermästaren. And Björn Goop drives for the first time the Stefan Melander train number 3 Enterprise. What are the chances that they will lead from start to finish?
Pretty good. Björn Goop is very fast out. Enterprise has suddenly now shown how good he is, and Stefan Melander's horse is very, very good. There's certainly good opposition, but there always is in these kind of races. So for me, Enterprise is definitely the clear winner here. I've thrown in number 5, Etienne de Via, who I think is a lot better than the punter's support, and he's a nice outsider.
The 5th leg is the long-distance race over 3,140 meters. You recommended a show bet earlier on number 6, Velocity to V. But here we can see that you think that this is the most difficult race to solve.
No, my absolute first choice is Velocity to V. But as you can see, I mean, it's open behind that. I mean, even although you've got favourites like 14 QC, I've thrown in a tremendous amount of horses that can give really reasonably good odds and raise the value of that V75. So I'll be very surprised if we miss out in the 5th leg.
The 6th leg, there we see that your DD Banker number 2 Double Exposure has got some company with 2 more other horses.
Yes, you can't ignore Ultra Bright Frederick Persson. Got beaten by Darling Miras last time out, but this is a really, really capable filly. And you've also got 9 Bugatti Brick, Jorma Contio's drive. For me, I was close to could bank number 2 Double Exposure. I've got enough markings left, so I've decided to be absolutely sure, and I take 2, 5, 9, and I also there cannot see that we can miss out in leg 6.
And then finally in the last leg, you add on some more horses to your previous DD Banker, Quistal, number 15.
Absolutely. Quistal you must have. The favourite I was talking about was Absolute Gehör with Peter Untersteiner. Must have a good chance. But there are a couple of really nice outsiders, and I've thrown them in. Number 2, Lipsis Am, 3, Francis Yoda, and many others.
And this means that we have 1,008 combinations for the V75 system this Thursday at Halmstad Racetrack. And with that, I thank you for watching. I thank you, Harry, for your effort here. And of course, you know where to find more information about Swedish trotting and horse betting, and that is at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. With that, we wish you the best of luck, and we hope that you enjoy these fine, fine races at Halmstad Racetrack this Thursday. Bye-bye.
Oh, you did well.